Okay, clockwise or anti-clockwise. What do we mean by that? Now remember that your clock, okay, that's the one that's like a circle. The way they did the hand, our hand, the minute hand, the second hand moves is in this direction. That is clockwise, right? So this is clockwise. Consider the next one. So this is the conventional way. That's the way we all know it. The opposite direction now is known as anti-clockwise, opposite or contrary to the clockwise motion. Okay, so this is clockwise motion, this is anti-clockwise motion. Notice the direction of the pointed arrow, right? So that is what we know, that is what is known as clockwise or anti-clockwise motion, right? There are four cardinal points that we need to understand. So this is our four cardinal points. We have here north, south, east, and west. Those are our four cardinal points. All right, so note here there are four cardinal points. So N is for north, east, south, and west. Okay, so those are the four cardinal points. Now when you are asked to give a turn, if you stand facing east or a particular direction, you have to start from there. All right, so let us see a few examples. Okay, so those are the cardinal points. Now we'll be using clockwise and anti-clockwise along with cardinal points for us to do some problem solving. So let me do a few examples. All right, and let's say this way. If you stand at a point, right, at a particular point which is the center, so I'm going to do it roughly here. That's our circle. Consider it to be perfectly circled, which is not. Nevertheless, that's our center. And let's say you are facing south. That's the direction. Okay, you are facing south and you turn clockwise a quarter of a revolution. So facing south and turns quarter of a revolution. All right, in what direction will you be facing then? Well, if I turn clockwise facing south and turn quarter of a revolution, and that is clockwise direction, that means that I would move from this way and turn in that direction. So therefore my final position or view would be in that direction. So this is south, and therefore I would now be facing west. Okay, so that's quarter of a turn. So can we now say that this is the initial position and this is the final position? So let me write this down: initial and final. So we started from our initial position and we turn quarter of a turn clockwise to face that. Let's do our next one. That's quarter of a revolution, and you can get in many different ways as right angles, because this is a right angle also. So let's go and next one where we'll be turning not clockwise but anti-clockwise. So that's our circle here, and let's say you are facing west and you turn 3/4 of a revolution, or maybe a half of a revolution, anti-clockwise. What is now your facing direction? Well, let's start. I am facing west, that is in that direction, and I turn 3/4 of a revolution. Now that means I would then turn all of these directions here I'm gonna draw it this way so you can see each turn. This is a quarter, 2 quarters, 3 quarters. So therefore I have turned out of this direction because it said anti-clockwise. So that is now 3/4 of a revolution anti-clockwise. So my new direction that I'm facing will be north. In this case was west. Okay, so that is with respect to revolutions like that. Now there are ways you could turn and you express it as right angles, because this is three, three right angles and so forth, or two right angles is a straight line. So those are the type of right angles that you can have. So let's say I had turned now. Another example is here, and let's say I am in this position, okay, that is in that direction, and I turn two right angles. That means I would then go this and I would then go this. That would be two right angles. So two RT angles, two right angles which you have turned there. All right, or you can put two RT, this little sign with a S on the side to show that it is two right angles. So different ways you can do this. It doesn't really have to start from the 9 and end at 12. It doesn't have to work that way. You could start from the 8 and turn 3/4 of a revolution likewise.